Hello, tubers. How are you doing today? Well, I hope you're doing well, praying the rosary, getting closer to God, and following His ways, because Yahweh is the best way. Today, I wanted to go over next chapter in the Bible. It is in Mark chapter 6, verses 6 through 7. And it says this. Then Jesus went around teaching from village to village. Calling the 12 to him, he began to send them out 2 by 2 and gave them authority over impure spirits. Also in Luke 10, verse 1, it reads, After this, the Lord appointed 72 others and sent them 2 by 2 ahead of him to every town and place where he was about to go. And these were non-disciples. So to go over it, in Mark was talking about when Jesus was sending out the disciples 2 by 2. There were 12 disciples, and he sent them out 2 by 2. And then later on in Luke, Luke was recording what Jesus did, because Jesus had quite a bit of followers. So he sent out a large group of 72 of his followers and said to them, and I'm repeating again in Luke 10:1, After this, the Lord appointed 72 others and sent them 2 by 2 ahead of him to every town and place where he was about to go. They were kind of like the entree. Not the entree. They were like the appetizer. And then Jesus would come in and would come the appetizer. He was the entree. Now, what was the dessert? I have no idea. But anyway, so the question is this. It's interesting that Jesus had 12 disciples and sent them out 2 by 2. Now, he could have sent them out 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 6 by 6. And in the other 72, he could have sent them out, in 72 divided by 4, I don't even know. Is that divided 13? No. 72, well, could have sent them out in 8s, in 9s, in 6s, right? 6 times 12 is 72. So he could have sent out 12 groups of 6. Or 24 groups of 3. No, but he decided to send them out 2 by 2. So he sent out 36 groups of 2 by 2. And on top of that, the 6 of teams, the team of 2, which was 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So he sent out 6 groups of disciples in a quantity of 2s. So this particular this particular article that I'm reading, it says, why Jesus set out his disciples 2 by 2. The 4 reasons. They have 4 reasons. And the first reason they say, training people 2 at a time is powerful. And I'm thinking, how is this training? Jesus just sent them out. He wasn't training them. Because it says here, Jesus sent out his disciples out 2 by 2 as a training exercise. Man, I don't agree with that. The second reason says, the witness of 2 people is trustworthy. And that's agreeable. I can understand that. 2 people going out, and if 2 people say the same thing about a certain situation, and they're unrelated, then yeah, that could be trustworthy. But that wasn't Jesus'. Jesus didn't really care about the trustworthiness of what was going on. He just wanted the message to go out. And if you have 2 people and they're both saying the same things, they could be in cahoots with each other. So I don't know how that's going to be persuasive. The third reason they came out was working together by 2s multiplies strength. Of course, but then again, why didn't you send them out 3 by 3, 4 by 4. Right? 8 by, 8. So that doesn't really pan out, because if that same idea, if you're saying 2 people multiplies your strength, then let's have 3 people. Let's have 4 people, right? We're multiplying our strength even more. So that's a bad answer, wrong answer. Their fourth answer is supporting each other by 2s is rewarding. It's rewarding. I don't know how rewarding it is. How is it more rewarding than 3 by 3, groups of 3, groups of 4? So I don't agree with any of these answers. I go back to the Bible and I ask myself, didn't God make Adam? And Adam came out one. He was one copy. When Adam came out, he was born, he was by himself. He didn't come out 2 by 2. God didn't do 2 by 2. It was one man. And Adam got to name all the animals. But later on, God noticed that Adam needed a suitable helper. And that's when God put Adam to sleep and took out his rib and made a woman, Eve. And that's how it stayed, right? So the reason why, and it goes back to the same question as we started, is why did Jesus send out his 2 disciples 2 by 2? He was basically mimicking God, his Father, our Father. If 2 by 2 was good for his Father, 2 by 2 was good for Jesus. Because God adjusted his numbers and he said, no, it's better to have 2 people than 1. So Jesus was basically copying or mimicking what God did. If it was good enough for God, it was good enough for Jesus. Now, you could break it down even more, but looking at it from afar, Jesus didn't want to break or contradict what God already had done. God sent out Adam and Eve. He didn't do Adam and Eve and Steve. It was just Adam and Eve. So then Jesus sent out 2 by 2. If it was good for God, it was good for Jesus. He did it with the 72 people. Yeah, it'd be a lot easier doing 9 groups, 8 people each. I'd send out the 72, but no, the same 2. So my suspicion is if there was a group of 1,000 people, he'd still send out 2 by 2. 2 by 2. It was 10 million 2 by 2. So God, Jesus wasn't reinventing the pie. He wasn't reinventing the wheel. God did what he had to do. God did what he did, and then Jesus just he just basically acknowledged what God did and mimicked what he did. To me, that's the reason why Jesus sent out his disciples 2 by 2. He was doing what God had done with Adam and Eve. To me, that's the real reason. The fact that this particular article is saying training people 2 by 2 is powerful, no. The witness of 2 people is trustworthy, that wasn't the answer. Working together and by 2s multiply strength, no, because then you can have 4 or 5 or 10. That's stupid. And supporting each other by 2s is rewarding. Now, you can't support each other by 3s. Oh, no. You can't support them by 4. No. It has to be 2s. So that's the wrong answer. Basically, like I say, you guys could comment in regards to my solution. The reason why Jesus sent out the disciples 2 by 2s because he was mimicking what God had done with Adam and Eve years and years and years before. And why would Jesus complicate it? If it was a good answer, if God supplied a good answer, it was good enough for Jesus. If it's good enough for God, it's good enough for Jesus. And Jesus, as a good son, as a loyal son, did what God had done. And it worked out fine. So I hope you learned something today. Keep God close to you. Keep praying the rosary. And as always, God bless.